Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
All right, 49ers fans, what an eventful, man, has it even been 48 hours since all the craziness has gone on? But I've got a treat for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some 49ers royalty in the house. Jason Hurley of 49erscap.com is going to be joining us, and he's going to help us understand. You're going to be a smarter person and understand the 49ers cap space, financial issues, the Jimmy G deal, salary cap moving forward, all kinds of stuff. Jason Hurley, how are you, my friend?
Good, John. How are you doing tonight?
Man, I should be tired, but I think I'm still running on adrenaline. The amount of recording the past couple of days has been great. All the news with Jimmy G and the cuts, the practice squad coming through. It's been crazy. So I want to encourage everybody that is watching this show, if you have ever had a question or something perhaps you didn't understand about the salary cap, any of those things, throw those up in the chat. We got Clayton behind the scenes. He's going to be cataloging those. And as we have this conversation, I'm expecting to learn a lot. Hopefully you guys learn a lot. And before we do that, Jason, where can we find you? Where can we follow you? And where can we learn more from all the amazing content you put out?
Okay. 49erscap.com and just Twitter at 49erscap.
There we go.
Simple.
It's my go-to, man. Every time I do something comes out, it's my go-to because I love the 49er-centric coverage. I think it is absolutely awesome. Now, we got to start talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. Good old James G.
Yep.
He redoes his deal to get $6.5 million base salary. Mm-hmm. And there's been a lot of conflicting reports about how much against the cap he costs, how much he doesn't cost, all of those things. So basically, the easiest question I could ask is, how much are the 49ers paying Jimmy Garoppolo cap space-wise this year? That's really all I care about. I don't care about the other money. I just care about what this costs against the 49ers cap in 2022.
It's around $14 million.
$14 million. But, okay, so I'm going to play dumb here. But isn't his base is only $6.5 million.
Yep.
So where is the other $7.5 million, if my addition's correct? I did graduate. Where's all that stuff coming from?
You've got his $500,000 per game roster bonus, which actually 15 games right now count because he was only active 15 games last year instead of the 17.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So what they did the previous year determines the roster bonuses that count only against the cap.
Right, correct.
And this is called the likely to be earned portion of the bonus.
Yep.
Look at that.
And then you've got $5.65 million of his incentives which are counting against the cap. And they're broken down basically as $250,000 that he can get for each game that he plays, where he plays 25% of the snaps. 15 of them are counting, obviously, because he played 15 games last year. And in each of those games that he plays, he can get $100,000 for each time the team wins, which he had 9 games in which he won when he was playing. So 9 count. And then the other $1 million that counting is the playoffs, 50% playing time. I forget the one, but the other one is 50% for playing in the end for the conference title game.
Yeah, there were a lot of incentives, which is great. I think that the 49ers are probably better than almost any other team out there from an incentive standpoint. They want to get players to bet on themselves. Now, this falls under the category, Flynn asked the question, LTBE. What's that stand for us dyslexic folk?
Likely to be earned.
Likely to be earned. And that's based off of what happened last year.
Exactly.
Now, okay, so here's my question. If all of those likely to be earned incentives, like the fact that he played in 15 games last year, that means 2 games he didn't play in. That means the
Right.
roster bonus for those 2 that he missed last year don't count against the cap this year?
Correct. He'll only get it if he's able to be active all 17 games, and we all know Jimmy's got the injury concern, so it's no guarantee. Plus, they
Right.
kept Brock Purdy, so you could see Purdy active if, probably will be if Jimmy's not able to go, or Trey.
Right.
So, yeah, he'll only get it if he can play all 17 games or is active all 17 games. He doesn't have to actually play, but he's got to be active and in uniform.
So, okay, let's go right here. Flynn, this question right here. If, let's just say hypothetically, Jimmy Garoppolo does not play 1 snap for the 49ers the 2022 season, which is somewhat of a likelihood, but let's just say it does happen, do the 49ers get cap space back?
They get it back next year as in a form of an adjustment, which I like to call a credit. It would be exactly $5.65 million if he does not play a snap.
What was that number again? Say that one more time for us, Jason. Can you throw this up to Clayton on the bottom?
It's $5.65 million.
So they'll get back another $5.65 million on 2023's cap if Jimmy Garoppolo does not play a snap. On top of what you already have, which if you do head to, which all of you guys should bookmark this site, strongly recommend, 49erscap.com, one of the easiest ones to memorize. You currently have the 49ers 2022 cap space at $6.7 million. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that
so
is before their practice squad signings, yep.
Now, do the practice squad signings go against it because of the rule of 51? I don't want to jump too far ahead, but this is another thing that, could you explain it like I've never heard what the rule of 51 is?
The top 51 rule actually will expire on September 8th at 12 a.m. Eastern time. So after that, all of the contracts will count against the cap.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, yep.
So, well, the practice squad contracts that have been agreed upon today, for example, they don't go against the actual salary cap, correct? Or do they?
They do once the season begins.
Gotcha. So, thank you for putting that on there, Clayton. Again, if you missed that, this is key. The 49ers are sitting right now at $6.7 million cap space. If Jimmy Garoppolo does not play 1 snap this year, they get an additional 5.65 cap space next year. That is very, very important. So, again, if you're one of those people that's like, I don't think Jimmy's going to play, they're going to trade him, whatever, then that's kind of the number that we're looking for, which is huge because remember, we got the Bosa deal and all kinds of things like that, which we'll get into there. Well, I don't want to go there just yet. Now, let me ask this question. Nate Sudfeld, who the 49ers guaranteed for $2 million, they waived him, but he got claimed. Does that mean his contract goes with him?
Yes, it should go to, I believe, the Detroit Lions.
Correct. The Lions.
So
yeah,
that $2 million should go to the Lions salary cap.
Okay, gotcha. So the 49ers will be off the hook for some, probably not all of it though, right? Or
it depends.
Depends on the contract.
If it depends on the contract. If it is a full $2 million, they'll get back the $2 million.
There we go.
They won't have to pay him.
Get a little extra there, which I kind of like to see. That is a good thing. So help me understand. Let's back this up just a little bit. What is a roster bonus? Like, let's boil it down because, again, these are the types of questions I get, and I try my hardest to understand. What is a roster bonus, and how does that work on a week basis?
Okay, a roster bonus, you have several kind of roster bonuses. You've got your per-game roster bonus, which is paid each week that you're active for the game. You have a regular roster bonus, which is paid on a certain date. It can be paid on any certain date. You have a week 1 roster bonus like Tyler Kroft has. He's probably going to get back. He's probably being re-signed today once they put Jimmy Ward and Curtis Robinson on the IR. He has a $75,000 he did for making the week 1 roster. And then you also have training camp roster bonuses. Those are only in like rookie contracts for the top draft picks.
Okay. No, that's
So,
great
like,
to know.
Trey Lance has that.
Gotcha. Clayton, what you jumping in? What do you got for us?
Yeah. Well, how are we doing, guys? I hate
Great.
to interrupt, but we do have some breaking news here. This report is from Field Yates. The 49ers have waived running back Trey Sermon. He has been waived.
Wow.
Wow.
My gosh.
Yeah, I know, right? Pretty crazy stuff.
Wow.
This report is real, Big Papa. It was just reported on by Field Yates at Field Yates on Twitter. Huge.
Wow.
That is not
here.
a troll. That's Field Yates. I got the alert as well. I had it turned down because what's going on. So, okay, Jason, let's dive into this. Thank you, Clayton. Really appreciate that, man. He's the best in the business. Clayton is. Okay, 3rd round pick last year. His salary cap is not cheap, and usually rookie deals are almost completely guaranteed for the most part, right? What are the cap? First round picks are okay. This is awesome, man. We are freaking. I'm learning, man. I hope everybody else enjoy this because I feel like I'm in I'm back in class right now. What does this mean for the 49ers salary cap? What is Trey Sermon's contract? Not the numbers. I know you probably don't have it in front of you.
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. They saved his entire base salary.
Okay.
I can't remember what it is exactly, but it's like $900,000 or so.
So they'll save the base salary, but everything else is paid.
Right. What already got paid to him was his
signing bonus and stuff.
Signing bonus. Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Wow. This is huge.
That's huge.
They've been showing that he by far performed the worst out of all the running backs. And even Jermichael Hasty, who's already been claimed, outperformed him. I think the 49ers were trying to trade him, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
God, that's huge. So this will bring no cap relief this year, correct? The dead cap will already be on there?
Oh, no. They'll save like his base salary.
Okay,
so
save his base salary.
Yeah, about $900,000. Yep.
There we go. I want to look it up very quickly, just because while you're here, I'm just trying to understand this stuff. I got people calling me about Trey Sermon. My phone's blowing up.
And
right
John,
now.
I just looked it up. Jason, you were spot on. It's just a little over $900,000 on that base salary.
This dude knows his stuff, people. I'm telling you right now.
Legitimately.
Thank you.
So, okay, so here's my question. He is due in 2023 and 2024. His base salary stuff, what happens? What happens? Because he's due $1.1 million next year and $1.3 next year. Those we get back?
Yep. Those he will not see. The only thing that will go against the cap next year is prorated portion of his signing bonus,
which was $225,000.
Yeah,
almost nothing.
Nothing.
And okay, so here's another question that I have, and Big Papa brings this up. Let's say he gets claimed. Somebody picks him up off of waivers. Do the 49ers get back his base salary because another team pays it? Or do they get back his signing? I don't know.
No, it wouldn't be either, because unless it was guaranteed, like the Alex Leatherwood, if it,
because he's a first-round pick.
Right. For only first-round picks, usually get the guaranteed money. Sometimes second-round picks will get as well, like their first 2 years and part of the third year. But beyond the second round, like a third, fourth through seventh rounders, they don't get any guaranteed besides their signing bonus. So we're in the clear.
There we go. We're in the clear. That's great. Zach says this sounds like the front office is finally prioritizing production over pick status. I think they've been good at that whenever it comes to play time, but probably not roster spots. Yeah, I mean, you look at Jalen Hurd, things like that. But, yeah, this is huge. And this makes room for the new offensive lineman that they just brought in, which is a big deal. And that was Blake Hance from the Browns. And so, again, man, that's huge. Now, another question from Zach, which I like. I get this a lot. Coaches do not count against the salary cap. Is that correct?
They don't. Correct.
And that's why a lot of teams don't know what coaches' salaries are because they don't have to be shared.
No, they don't have to be shared.
Do we know what Shanahan makes?
I don't know, actually, to be honest.
They don't have to. They don't have to disclose that.
They don't disclose it. That's something that's like very hush hush.
Yeah, and I wish it wasn't that way, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, this is awesome. Now, okay, couple guys, go ahead again. If you're just joining us, want to say thank you to my guest, Jason Hurley of 49erscap.com. We're getting a freaking master's degree over here and all these numbers and whatever else. Now, one of the most popular things that happens every single year is that pre and post June 1st. Why is this date so important whenever it comes to cap numbers and penalties? And can you walk us through the June 1st, the 6-1 importance?
Yeah, June 1, you can designate 2 players at the start of the new league year to be post June 1 cuts.
Okay.
Basically, what you do, the reason for it is to spread the cap hit over 2 years. So when you release a player after June 1, the whatever he was guaranteed or already paid, it gets spread out over 2 years. So say the player had $3 million in guaranteed money left, 3-year deal. He had $1 million each year. Okay, so this year it would be $1 million, and then the next year it would be $2 million against a dead money.
So you're still paying the same cap, you're just spreading it out?
Yeah, exactly.
And you can only spread it out over 2 years instead of 1.
Correct.
Gotcha. So that's the difference that segment makes. That's interesting. Now, another thing that the 49ers seem to do different than everybody else is that September 1st roster bonus. Most teams don't do that like we do, correct?
The September,
like it's built into a lot of contracts. It seems like maybe it's the April 1st or no, it's May 1st.
the April 1st. Guarantee date. You mean?
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do this April 1st where if you're on the roster, your contract gets guaranteed. So, take for example, I like to use the Deebo Samuel contract as an example. He has, in 2024, I think it is, $4.555 million of his, forget exactly number of it, of his base salary fully guaranteed. The other portion, which is exactly $16.417 million, it's guaranteed for injury and fully guaranteed on April 1st, but it's not for 2024, it's 2023. They started doing that with George Kittle, where they did a year in advance. Usually they would do a year that year. Like Emmanuel Mosley, he got his $4.4 million base salary guaranteed on April 1st this year. So,
gotcha. And so what's the advantage? The 49ers seem to do it more than anybody. What are they trying to do why is that date important for the 49ers organization?
I don't know.
Is it push something back?
I don't think it's a push anything back or if it's like an important date. I think it's more in the line of they don't like to give out a lot of fully guaranteed money. So they like to put in this, it's not fake guaranteed, but it's guaranteed for injury only. If he gets injured, then he gets it. But, if he's on the roster, he gets it.
Gotcha.
He's been doing well.
Okay,
it's
very good.
So weird.
Yeah, there's so much about this that's just like I start swimming and I get lost sometimes. And I know some of our listeners have that view as well. So what we're going to do, I got a real quick ad from my bookie that I want to put up here. But when we get back, we're going to talk Nick Bosa. We're going to talk 2023. And we're going to talk what the future financials look like for the 49ers moving on past 2022. Winning seasons have officially returned. And with the NFL season on the way, you're going to get plenty of opportunities with MyBookie. That's right. They're back again to support the show all season long. So you can scan this code right here to my right, or you can go sign up with promo code 49ers, 49ERS. And what's going to happen is they're going to give you a double deposit bonus up to $1,000. It's freaking incredible. All you got to do is use our promo code, and it's simple. Let's say you deposit $250. Guess what? You're going to have $500 in your account to bet with, and you've got all kinds of things that you can bet on. Individual games, if you want to keep it simple. You can do prop builders. You can do teasers. You can do parlays. They got casino games. They got everything. So bet on team winning totals, who's going to win the Super Bowl, all those different things, whatever you need to do to secure the bag. So bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Again, just scan this code right to my right or head to mybookie.ag. Use promo code 49ERS. Again, bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. All right. Now, I do want to let you guys know a little programming alert. Eric Crocker is going to be with us at 5 p.m. today, going over practice squad additions. And so if you want to dive into more of kind of the sermon talk, implications of who made it back to the practice squad, that's going to be at 5 today. But I'm being selfish with my time right now. I'm trying to learn as much as I can with this guy. So let's look at 2023. Currently on 49erscap.com, and I don't know if this reflects the Jimmy G deal or not because it's all been coming in so soon.
Yeah.
You have the 49ers projected at $26.9 million cap space for 2023. Is that updated with the –
Yes,
I guess it doesn't affect the Jimmy deal.
Yeah, it doesn't affect the Jimmy deal. Basically what it is with the current – well, I have to update it now that sermon's been waived, but – just that $26 million, that's with only 32 players signed for next year, which now will be 31. So the actual cap number that they're going to have once they sign enough players to make that top 51 roster or top 51 rule, there'll be more around 12 million. I think you'll notice an effective cap room.
Okay.
Below it says effective cap room. That's what the real cap room will be.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now, so two things. One, that's a very fluid number, obviously, because you have to have more players signed, and they will. So you're going to lose some of that cap space, but you'll be added some if Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't hit all of his incentives, which I don't think anybody thinks he will. You're going to get more credited on 2023 based off what you said earlier.
Correct.
Okay, so now my question goes to this. Next year, Nick Bosa is in the final year of his deal with the cap hit because they picked up his fifth-year option of $17.8 million. So that's already on the books for 2023. So my question to you is, are you concerned at all about a Nick Bosa extension taking place? Is it going to be difficult for the 49ers next year? Do they have it kind of made in the books to where they're going to be able to get that done?
I am not at all concerned. Not at all.
I'm quoting you on that, Jason, for the next 12 months, my friend.
I hope I'm right. I really hope I'm right. I am not at all concerned. I do believe a deal will get done very easily. I'm not sure when it'll get done, but when they do it, they will get it done to where he is going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL.
Yep. I agree with that as well. And his side's not even trying to negotiate right now. They don't want to do it right now.
No, they're smart. Just wait.
They're driving that Brinks truck in, and they're pushing it all on the table because one, they've already got a lot of money. I mean, he's made so much money already being the number 2 overall pick. His family, dad's first round pick, uncle first round pick, brother first round pick.
Yeah,
he's going to get paid. Do you have any projections on a amount per year you think it's going to be?
I was thinking 32 million this year, but if he has a breakout year like last year and he gets defensive player of the year, 35 million a year is not going to surprise me.
worth every damn penny, is what I say. Pay the man.
Yeah. And guaranteed wise, you're looking at 110 million, 80 to 85 of it being fully guaranteed.
Yep. There we go. Now I got a quick question here from Steven. He says, what is your my rookie bets? Can you keep them teams only? I'm confused a little bit by your question, Steven. Go ahead, Clayton.
Yeah, and Steven, I'm gonna try my best to interpret this. John, I think he's talking about your my bookie bets. I believe that, team bets for my bookie.
Gotcha. I'm going to post those. I think I did post them, but I didn't hit the send button or something. That's a user error on me. I'll get those out today on Patreon. I've got a couple more meetings than a live show at 5 with Crocker. I'll get that up by tonight, guaranteed, tomorrow morning at the latest. So I'll have those up on there. We did a whole episode on bets, season-long bets, and we'll be doing weekly betting specials all through the season, every single week. So just stay tuned with that. Those are all coming.
This is the place to get those bets done. All right,
we got you guys. We got you. Okay, so Trey Sermon's waived. If you just missed that, he is gone, which is crazy news. And first off, I do want to say, as much as I projected and thought Trey Sermon should be waived, constantly remind yourself this is a guy that's, going through some rough times. So it's not something necessarily to celebrate, and don't lose fact that these are all humans with their dreams being whatever. I do think there are a lot of teams that will claim him. I don't think that he's coming back, and he shouldn't come back. He's not the best fit with our scheme. So he'll be waived, or he is waived. I think he's going to be claimed. I do. Tazio, do you think there will be enough space to sign Jimmy Ward next year? Where do you see his APY value? Now, we've already heard Jimmy Ward go out and say he's planning on testing the free agent market. What do you think, Jason?
Yes, we can afford him. I'm thinking in the 11 to 13 million a year range.
Oh, okay. Very, very good. Now, this one's coming from me. Both number 2 and number 3 linebackers are in the last year of their deal. Drake Greenlaw, Azeez Al-Shire, who are both incredible. There's no way the 49ers can bring them both back next year on extensions, is there? Can they bring one back?
Yes. They're going to have to choose. They're going to have to
I think they're going to be similar.
Yeah, they'll be similar deals. I honestly don't know. I don't really have any projections right now on what it would be. It would be at least 5 to 7 million a year.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Off-ball linebackers, their pay, it's like if you're not a top 5 guy, it's almost like the market's going down. Yeah. And I don't think either are a top 5 guy, but 5 to 7 million. Man, if you put them in if you do a 3 or 4 year deal, both those guys are relatively young. I don't think you're talking about a huge cap hit. Man, I hope they bring one back. I don't care which one.
I hope they bring one back. I hope they can figure out to bring both back, but we'll see.
I thought the Curtis Robinson IR stash was interesting.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not sure he's going to be activated really at all.
Me either.
Unless there's an injury to a linebacker. Because I think Marcelino McCrary-Ball, who's on the practice squad now, they got him back. I think he would be activated over Curtis Robinson. But the injury kind of allowed him to be sneaky.
Yeah.
Sneaky. That's Shanahan, man. He's a sneaky guy. Now, how long have you been covering the team, Jason? I'm curious.
I have been doing this since high school.
So that's incredible, man.
So I am 38 years old. I graduated in 2003. I started doing this online in 2005. So you can say since 2005 online.
So my question is, you've been around for Chip Kelly, Jim Harbaugh, Tom Sula, all these guys. What is your now, Parag's been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have an assessment or perhaps a report card on how these different 49ers kind of leaders of the franchise have managed the cap? See, I said Tom Sula and your dog just got upset.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's Jim Tom Sula's fault. That's all I'm going to say. So anyway, how do you feel Shanahan and John Lynch and Parag Marante manage the cap compared to other 49ers regimes?
They do it amazing. Amazing job compared to what past regimes have done. Terry Donahue did a terrible job as
Yeah.
GM with Dennis Erickson. Bulky was around here. Bulky and McLuhan, they didn't do that really great of a job. I mean, Bulky left us with a lot of money, but that's because he was just so damn cheap. He wouldn't spend. He said he had the ability to spend, but he wouldn't do it. So I give them an A+ for what they're doing. They haven't hit on everything, but they've done a really great job.
So what would you say, and this is the most common comment / question, the cap is a myth. The salary cap's not even real. Look at the Rams, look at the Saints, look at all these teams. It's not even real. What would you say to those people?
BS.
I love it, man.
It's real.
I mean, that's the thing that I don't understand. If you just look at the Rams, they lost 8 starters. They replaced 3 of them. It's a -5 starter rotation.
Yep.
Look at the Saints just gave away Charlie Gardner-Johnson for pennies. And the reason why is the salary cap. And
they can't afford to keep them.
Are there any other teams that kind of stand out to you as kind of abusers of the cap that kind of play with that dangerous line of going too far?
Oh yeah. Green Bay, Dallas, New Orleans. Or New Orleans, we knew that. Yep. New Orleans, Dallas, Green Bay. Pittsburgh was one. They finally got their cap under control.
Gotcha.
But those are like the 3 teams.
There we go. And you see them all making...
Yep,
Go ahead.
and Philly has been one of those abusers of the cap.
Man, they're going to be interesting with all these guys they keep bringing in. They're bringing in some top-end contracts.
Yep.
They better win soon. So, okay, here we go. One of my last questions, and Clayton, if we've got any more questions that we got started that we need to get to, let's get those on deck. Next question I have is this. Based on, I mean, you've covered this team since 2005 financially. What does the 49ers financial situation look like? Is it healthy? Because we're paying one of the top tight ends, left tackles, fullbacks, linebackers, wide receivers. What does our future look like? Are we going to be hamstrung by all these big contracts?
No.
Why? How does that make sense? How do we have all these top tier contracts and we seem fine? What's the difference between us and the Saints?
The structures of the contracts, the way they structure the contracts, being able to get out of the contracts in case at the point of a player declining in play, they'll be able to get out of the contract to save cap room, be cap healthy, and just be able to keep the players that they want to keep. It's hard to explain, but they really are. I really feel they are in a great situation right now.
That's great news. Let's put this question up here from Tazio. Again, great questions today, Tazio. Thank you. He says, do you think their ability to get defensive line play at a low cost plays into their long-term strategy? Almost like turning a strength into another. Yeah, they got a lot of cheapo line play. So walk us through why that's so important.
Their ability to get defensive line play.
Just cheap.
Yeah, going cheap at some positions. It really helps you to keep players at a more premier position. I mean, I know edge rush is a premier position, but having like one guy that makes a lot of money and then you have a bunch of like, I don't want to call them like mid-tier guys, but they're guys that aren't making a lot of money, but yet they're producing. So they're able to get the most out of all their players. And I think the defensive line is a great example because of Chris Kasarik. He knows how to get the best out of any defensive lineman.
Kerry Hyder for almost $1 million is just stupid.
Yeah.
I love this question from Josh, 49ers Faithful Forever. What would a deal for Big Mike look like? Mike McGlinchey. Now, they picked up his 5th-year option, which is happening this year. He's got a $10.8 million cap hit in his 5th-year option. Let's say he balls out. Let's say he stays healthy. Let's say he improves. Or let's just say he stays the same. Do you think the 49ers will keep him? And if so, what's that APY, the average per year, look like?
I don't think they're going to be able to keep him. Either he's just not going to play at the standard, or he's going to play his way out of our range. I think he's going to probably get in the 15 million range a year, or maybe more, if he plays well. And I just think that's a lot of money.
Man, that is a lot of money. And I don't think the 49ers are going to pay that.
No.
And I don't know if they have a plan at tackle long-term that's already on the roster. I get that they picked up, tackle Blake Hintz today, but again, he was waived from Cleveland. Interesting. Shot J has this. Appreciate you, Shot J. Out of all the teams, where would you rank the 49ers in terms of quality cap management?
Oh, boy, this is a tough one.
It is tough. Is there a team that stands out as like one of the best at this? I
actually think we're probably right there at the top. And I don't like to, be, show off to the team, but, showing off. But this team knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I would put us at the top or near the top. It's just... They're one of the top teams, definitely.
I love it. Clayton, what do you got for us?
Well, one super chat just came through, and Tisha, wow, yeah, I can't believe it either. I'm glad the team had the stones to just make the deal and just get it done. But best of luck to Trey Sermon wherever he ends up.
Yeah, it's Chicago, we might see him week 1.
Potentially.
Really might see him week 1. Which I'd be happy for him.
Yeah, as would I. Just before we get out of here, a couple more breaking news items. You can see it down there on the ticker below. The 49ers have signed defensive lineman Kamoka Toure, wide receiver Malik Turner to the practice squad. There's a couple more that I wanted to hit as well. We've got Alex Barrett coming back to the practice squad, offensive lineman Alfredo Gutierrez, and wide receiver Willie Snead have all been just announced here in the last couple of minutes. That gives us 3 more spots to fill. We've got 13 of 16. If you guys want to find out more about some of these players, come join us at 5 o'clock. We're going to have the great Eric Crocker on. It's going to be a fantastic show, so hopefully we'll see you guys there in a couple hours.
Clayton is killing it, man. This guy, I'm telling you, appreciate you, Clayton. Well, before we jump out of here, Jason, just want to say thank you for your time. And if people haven't already, head to 49erscap.com. Come on, guys. It's incredible. You do a heck of a job, and just want to say thank you. We're going to have to get you all again because I know I'm going to think of some questions after this. I want to be like, why did I not ask him? So thank you, Jason.
Anytime.
All right, man. Anything you want to say before we jump out of here, my friend?
Apparently we just got another piece of breaking news through. Sorry, Jason, I didn't mean to step on you there. But apparently the 49ers have signed Blake Lynch as well. So potentially another roster move coming down. Yeah, looks like it just came through about 15 minutes ago. Linebacker Blake Lynch from the Vikings. Wow. Crazy stuff. Again, come join us at 5 o'clock. We're going to be breaking all this down. Hope to see you all there.
Dude, that is it for us here. And until, an hour and a half or 2.5 hours, we'll be back. Stay strong, faithful.